In today's Western world, individualism is seen as democratic progress. This is true in the sense that we no longer sacrifice ourselves to the demands of some supposedly sacred order or older moral horizons. However, it was these orders that gave meaning to the world and the activities of social life. As a result, people no longer have a sense of higher purpose, or something worth dying for. The loss of purpose is linked to people losing a broader vision from focusing on their individual lives. Democratic equality draws the individual towards himself. Such centering on the self flattens and narrows our lives as we lose meaning and become less concerned with others or society. The Me generation is a prime example of the result of a permissive society, along with the growing epidemic of narcissism. Individualism leads to an abnormal sense of self-absorption. In this state of self-exaltation, the ego needs others to compare itself to, bringing us back to the dependence on others' opinions and expectations. Back here again, we lose ourselves in a group mind mentality or lost in depression from a lack of belonging. In a sense, individualism eventually leads to the loss of identity. Why is it that we become so fascinated when it comes to the idea of alien life being extraterrestrial? As we continue to isolate ourselves, the only alien world we should be concerned with is right here. Are we not aliens to each other? I mean, can we even say we honestly know ourselves? Sound and image without material substance. The electronically mediated worlds of telecommunications often evoke the supernatural by creating virtual beings that appear to have no physical form. By bringing this spectral world into the home, the TV set in particular can take on the appearance of a haunted apparatus. With every generation comes new ways of communicating, from new devices to redefined terms. Terms like plastic and NPC play on authenticity, individuation, and having substance. The level of social unrest today has led many people to unwittingly give up their individuality and independent thinking for a collective or group mindset. In nearly every aspect of our lives, we are pummeled in rapid succession with a barrage of emotional overstimulation. On television, for example, we are provided with the programming of extremes. A couple having sex in a soap opera, followed by an ad for car insurance, followed by a news report of a city ravaged by a storm, followed by an ad for luxury apartments, followed by an ad for skincare, while falling asleep to endless investigative murder porn and fear-mongering news broadcasts. All of this is to program us to constantly be on edge. Whether it be fear of external forces or an internal fear of not being successful or good-looking enough to get laid, this programmed fear not only creates self-conscious consumers but also the collective death of affect, where bearing witness to horrific events no longer affects us emotionally. A fearful, desensitized society experiencing instability has a natural tendency to retreat into the past when things were seemingly simpler and easier. With the internet, we were given a portal to that past. Nostalgic representations of the pre-internet era pop up everywhere, from streaming series to movies and music to fashion. It seems the more we become inseparable from our mobile devices and tethered to social networks, the more we yearn for a time before big tech. Popular content started to portray the past as a simpler, less busy, less anxious time that was more prone to chance. Without distractions such as Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, people of the past seem to live fully in the moment. Like the appreciation that comes from earning and saving money on your own, writing letters to be mailed, waiting to catch your favorite song on the radio, and remembering phone numbers. These long-lost mundanities had once made everything more enjoyable and meaningful. Nostalgia translates as the ache to come home. To many, it's a place that instills warm, good feelings within. For others, remembering this home is so painful that it must be returned to by any means necessary. As it grows, afflicted individuals may take extreme measures to alleviate that pain. For them, nostalgia is a burning desire to control the present state of things by reclaiming what is thought to be lost, a fear of losing old ways of life. So what does all of this mean? Where there once was depth and effect, there is now only surface and apathy. Where there was once meaning, history, and a solid realm of signified concepts, there is now only a haunted landscape of vacant and shifting signifiers that serve no apparent purpose, a liminal space of the human mind. Our memories function like the spaces that we used to frequent or even inhabit. The physical dimensions of a childhood home are important in shaping an individual's memory of childhood because he experienced it. Experience and place are intertwined, allowing memory to form from a particular feeling of childhood as well as a particular place. Upon revisiting such houses of memory, we experience an unfamiliar strangeness of things. It's the feeling one gets when witnessing a familiar object like furniture do something out of the ordinary, like move on its own. The creeping strangeness that accompanies an encounter with augmented familiarity is both old and new, familiar and eerie, and confuses us upon first encounter. Dylan Trigg, author of The Memory of Place, a Phenomenology of the Uncanny, claims we find it in the perfectly manifold space between experience and thought, at ease with its ability to invoke repulsion and allure in the subject experiencing the uncanny. In this gap lies a truly alien realm wherein the strangeness of the everyday rises to present us with the unalterable reality that the world is not for us. But who is it for? As we venture more and more into a digital simulation of our reality, the more and more we let go of the real one. With the advancement of technology seemingly connecting and liberating us on the surface level, it separates us from each other, as well as from ourselves. Not to mention erasing and possibly replacing us with our digital facades, our cyber strawman, if you will. Digital technology is a mockery of what is human and natural. The suppression of the collective shadow has manifested itself in our world, using us as currents to provide itself with sufficient energy and manpower to build itself, as it simultaneously halts our human development by taking away meaning and purpose. The more reliant we become on our technological devices, the more we lose the ability to solve simple, everyday problems. Artificial intelligence then becomes what we look to solve our problems, creating dependency and idolization as it becomes our new god. Kept in a state of regression, we then voluntarily integrate ourselves with our new digital deity. But isn't digital technology still fairly new in comparison to other communications technologies hurting humanity? Correct. Digital technology is merely the latest phase of our accelerated push into a post-human utopia, free from the outdated human beings that carry disease and mental illness. All of this wouldn't have come to fruition had it not been for the inconceivable power of electricity. Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla led the way in industrialization of the 19th century. However, their discoveries pale in comparison to the potential power that can be harnessed through electricity, especially when in the wrong hands.